In today's Leeds news, Mahady has a future in the game. Under 21 signs first pro deal. Swiss director speaks out on Okafor, and Acid FC launch merch range. Morning folks, Jay here at the Leeds View on Thursday morning, the 9th of October. Excuse my voice as I try and muddle my way through today's news. I've got a bit of a cold and it's kicking in today, full blown, throat's like sandpaper. But we will get through it. Just a quick reminder on this one, I won't take up much time. If you want to get involved in getting the draw for one of these commemorative Leeds versus AC Milan shirts, you can do so by sticking a blue heart in the comments, liking this post, sharing it, heading over to Instagram and doing the same for Back 4 Clothing as well. We've got a bit of stuff to get stuck into today. Not massive amounts of news on the ground, but we will start with some very high praise for Leeds United's under-21 goalkeeper Rory Mahady, who's having a hell of a month at the club. Leeds United under-21 goalkeeper Rory Mahady has had a strong few years with the club since moving down from Scotland. He's had an under-18 U Cup final. He trained with the first team this pre-season. He's got his first professional contract and has made a senior debut for Scunthorpe United. Mahady currently is on international duty with the Scottish under-21 side after a brief loan, and although short, he has picked up some very high praise from Scunthorpe and those around the club. Scunthorpe had a goalkeeping crisis and brought in the Scottish under-21 international, and it couldn't have gone any better for Mahady. He was excellent in Scunthorpe's 3-1 win at York and was so good that he made the National League Team of the Week in his very first outing. Scunthorpe's manager Andy Butler has had the following to say on an impressive start to his senior career for Rory Mahady. It's a great debut. His distribution was class. When Rory came into the changing room, we gave him a standing ovation, which was brilliant for him. I mean, what an experience he's got on a young age already. He's made some great saves. One low down where he scooped it away. It just shows you the pedigree that he's got at Leeds. Although youth loans are supposed to last a minimum of 28 days, it now seems unlikely that Mahady will play again for Scunthorpe during this period of time, as the Irons have their keepers back. And Mahady was part of Leeds United under-21 side's draw with West Brom in the EPL 2 last week. Scunthorpe have their keepers back, but Butler has had thanks for Leeds and Mahady saying the following. It's great to be able to use a goalkeeper of that quality. Thank you Leeds so much for facilitating it, because without them, we'd have had no goalkeeper. He's got a real future in the game if he keeps progressing like he's done. But Butler went on to say that it's unlikely that he will play because they've got their keepers back, and he also believes that playing under 21 football at this moment in Mahady's career is very important for his development. As we say, he's gone off on international duty with Scotland's under-21s at this moment in time and has trained with the Scottish first team as well, which will all benefit him in the longer term. I've watched a lot of the under-21s this season. We covered him on bigup.com and watch-alongs, and he has been excellent. Distribution is a major part of his game. Sometimes gets him in trouble, a little bit too comfortable at times, but that's not bad for a young player. He's got a very, very bright future ahead of him. One of the players within that Leeds under-21 squad that I personally think could definitely make the breakthrough. He's taken a spurt, growth and height, and he's filled out as well all the right things that he needs to be doing, but he's been excellent so far for Leeds. Let's move on and talk about another under-21 and more good news for this under-21 side. Under-21 Leeds under-21 right back Louis Dudley is the latest in the current crop of under-21 talent to sign his first professional deal at the club after turning 17 this week. Dudley has been a standout player for Leeds under-21 so far this season. He's been excellent at right back and had a strong year last year with under-18s as well, but also worth pointing out, still just 17 years of age playing under-21 football. It's a very justified decision. He has been one of the standout players, as I say. Andy Cousins took time when we interviewed him a couple of weeks ago for the channel to point out that he feels Dudley is one of the more important players in that under-21 squad so far this season. And Leeds' statement on Dudley's contract reads as follows. Leeds United are pleased to announce academy defender Louis Dudley has put pen to paper on a first professional contract with the club. The highly rated fullback has signed a 2-year deal, keeping him at the Whites until 2027 as he continues his development at Thorpe Arch. As I say, he's been very, very good for Leeds. Plays at right back, has played in other positions as well, but has been very, very solid in that right back position. Played it for left back against West Brom last week as well, but he's been good. He's been solid. He's a good player. There's some really good young talent in there. If they keep progressing the way they are, they need time, they need to develop, they need matches. And as Andy Cousins also said, getting a couple of these younger players out on loan right now would really, really speed up their development, getting them playing against much bigger, more physical teams. We saw the under-21s lose to Fleetwood and they've lost their 2 games in the EFL Trophy so far, playing against senior men's sides. That shows the difference. So the sooner they can get out on loan and get some senior experience, the better it will be for them. Let's move on. Let's talk about Noah Okafor's situation at Switzerland, and the director has had some comments to make him bring up to speed on what exactly has gone on at Switzerland with Okafor. While Leeds on-loan defender Isaac Schmidt has been enjoying call-ups to the Swiss national side despite being a substitute for Werder Bremen since his move from Leeds United, Noah Okafor, with 2 Premier League goals under his belt, has still yet to receive a recall to the national side. Noah Okafor and Swiss manager Joachim have a long-standing rift that has been keeping Okafor out of the squad for some time now. But Joachim criticised AC Milan for playing Okafor as a striker and not as a winger during the 2024 season, which was one of the reasons that Joachim used to drop him out of the squad. The fact that he was a bit part player for AC Milan and not playing in a natural position was something that Joachim didn't want to entertain. After the 2024 Euros, where Okafor didn't get a minute off the bench for Switzerland, a meeting took place between Noah and the team director Tammy, bypassing Joachim, a decision that was said to have upset the head coach. Although this claim was denied at the time, Okafor was dropped for the next 2 national side call-ups, and Joachim insisted the door wasn't closed on Okafor and that the reason for his omission was his performances, and that led to the reason he wasn't called up. Okafor's response was a statement on Instagram where he said that he loved playing for his country, but he understood that playing for the national side wasn't a gift and needed to be something that was earned. The Swiss media over time have questioned Okafor's temperament, but the attacker hit back at these claims, saying that playing for the national side was a privilege and something that he wanted to continue to do. It's now been a year since his last call-up for the national side, and his Premier League performances have received praise from Tammy, who said that the door was open and that Okafor was taking the right path right now in order to get a recall to the national side. When Tammy was asked about Okafor's latest omission from the Swiss national side, he said it was a question for the national team head coach. But Swiss coach Joachim is said to be very set in his attacking options right now and isn't looking at making any changes to those players. Okafor has stated after joining Leeds United that his performances would speak for himself with this situation and that he would force his way into the national side for the World Cup this summer. He started very, very well for Leeds United, and he said that his performances won't be able to be ignored come the time to pick the national side for the World Cup. From a Leeds United perspective, it's more time at Thorpe Barch for Noah Okafor to work with Daniel Farke and to refine what Farke exactly wants from him. But so far, his performances for Leeds have only increased game after game after game. And Leeds will right now, hopefully coming out at the international break, will have a fit, healthy attacker who can play straight after the break, assuming the players have stopped trying to injure each other in training at the moment. So we'll see how he gets on. It's a very bizarre situation. It very much does look like a personal decision between the two people involved in this. He has been outstanding for Leeds so far. He's got better and better. And to think that a Premier League player who's scoring goals can't get into a national team sides, but another Leeds player sitting on the bench for a German side can, all points in one direction. So he'll have to earn it back and, as he says, put the manager in a situation where he can't deny him a place in the side based on his performances. But it's a interesting and tricky situation that he has to navigate in the coming months. Let's move on and talk about a bit more light-hearted story. And Acid FC, the makers of the Leeds Peacock kit, are launching their own range of clothing. Ed Coburn is the man behind the Leeds United Peacock kits from 2 years ago. 3 kits that were loaded with personality, fun and elements that connected with Leeds United's history, something that Ed talks about regularly on his YouTube channel and on his X account when discussing kit designs around the world. In the last 2 seasons, Leeds United have reverted back to the more basic Adidas templates that are more normal, current and possibly even a little bit boring at times, with the exception of the all-yellow kit with the smiley badge last year and Leeds throwback blue kit this season being the exceptions over the past 2 years. But now Ed is launching his own merchandising range at Rita's Beer Hall on October 16th in Leeds, and it's going to be called Who Are You? This will be an event used to raise money for Prostate Cancer UK, a charity that's very close to my heart, and I'm fully behind as my father passed away from prostate cancer. But speaking on the brand and its connection to community, Ed Coburn had the following to say. Acid FC is what happens when you love football but you're also completely broken by it. It's a fan-driven brand inspired by madness, the stories and the heartbreak, the joy of following football. We've got no players, no results, just culture, community and a bit of chaos. It's not about who scores or where you are in the table, it's about why we care so much in the first place. The live event will have stories of football fandom, games and giveaways along with a Q&A with Ed himself. And Ed says that Aston FC want to give something back. And if you want to attend this event, I would definitely be there if I was living in Leeds or the surrounding areas. Tickets are only £5 and 100% of the price of the tickets will go towards Prostate Cancer UK. The tickets are linked down below as well if you do want to attend that. I loved Ed's kits. I think they were probably one of the more fun and vibrant kits that Leeds United had over the last couple of years. Definitely loaded with personality. And I personally, along with a lot of people I know, would love if a petition was started to make Ed and Aston FC Leeds designers for Adidas kits moving forward, because they do connect with the club. He has talked an awful lot about the history of the club. Something I didn't know was that black was very much a part of Leeds United's club history and Leeds history as a city as well. So there's lots of information on Ed's YouTube channel. He reviews and looks at kits all over the world. It's a very good thing. I love kits. I always have, which is why I wanted to talk about this. But also, I was a big fan of the kits that Ed produced for Leeds United a couple of years ago. And I would love to see him back doing more kits for Leeds United and get us away from these just tame efforts at trying to connect to the community. The Lowfield Tunnel minimal design, as well as the scarf flags and the third kit, all a little bit commercial in their attempts to connect the community, but we'd love to see that. But yeah, let me know down below what you thought of the Peacock kits, and if you'd like to see Ed brought back on board by Leeds to make kits in the future, I'd love to know that from people down below. Outside of that, folks, that'll be it for me today. I'm going to go off, get some Lemsip and bury my head in a pillow for the rest of the day. Back tomorrow morning for more Leeds news, and we will have some content out over the weekend as well. And thank you for supporting and watching all the content this week during a very quiet international break. It really helps the channel to keep going and survive during these really, really shitty times that YouTube are throwing at us. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.